Let's be honest, I like painting guns. Hey everyone, Dylan Schumacher, Citadel Defense, and today we are going to paint this. This is just a retro modern build something, I don't know, this is my Iron Sights gun. I'll do a video on this, or maybe I have already, depending on when the time is that this video comes out. But today we are going to paint it. As you can tell, I just got this new upper here. Nothing matches, it's all mismatched, whatever. And so, you know, it's time to make it pretty. And today we're going to do a, what I call a Rhodesian brushstroke-like pattern. This is something I discovered recently when painting some other guns, and so I thought it was time to make a video about it. I've already used this technique on 2 other guns to pretty good success, and so I am excited today to show you how to get that Rhodesian brushstroke-like pattern on this one. So essentially what we're gonna do, I'll just walk you through it and then we're gonna do it. If you haven't painted a rifle before, you're just gonna tape off anything that needs taping off. Usually that means optics and lights. As you can see on this one, I have neither, so I'm really not that worried about it. I will paint off or tape off this handle here because this has got like a rubberized textured grip that I just wanna keep. I'm gonna extend the stock all the way out. I'm gonna put some paint down the barrel, so we're gonna paint the outside of the flash hider. And that's it. I'm gonna leave the mag in if that gets some paint on it, whatever. And that's really all I'm gonna do with this one. With this one, I'm also going to paint this bayonet. I'm gonna leave the blade black, and we're just gonna paint the handle. I don't know, one of my buddies suggested that. We're gonna try it, we're gonna see. Cause you know, then I'll be able to put the bayonet on here, and then that'll kind of match, but the blade will still be black. So I don't know, I'm hoping that'll be like sick and kind of scary. So we'll see. I got a little bit of a cold right now, so if I sound weird, that's why. But that's what we're gonna do. I'm actually gonna paint these separate so that I make sure to get paint everywhere on the rifle itself, and then I'll just paint the handle separate. But we'll paint them at the same time, just not assembled. So that is the plan here. And first we're gonna base coat it in a coyote tan like color, and then we'll come back and we're gonna brush stroke it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a soft sponge like this. I got a couple of these. These are a little paint soaked, so I might either like chop them in half or see if I have a fresh one laying around. We'll see while the base coat is drying. And then we're just gonna paint stroke it. And that's really all there is to it. So here we go. after letting it dry for 2 days, this is what we have. Now I'll try to get some close-up shots of this here and mix this in, but I would call it a Rhodesian brushstroke-like pattern. You know, and I'm sure, like I said earlier, you could use a paintbrush, you could use other things. I just happen to use these sponges, but this gives it kind of that Rhodesian-like, you know, brushstroke pattern. And I think it's really cool. I think it looks really well in my particular environment. It happens to blend pretty well. I think it would blend in just about anything. And you know, you could always mix and match the colors, right? So because I use the tan as the base paint coat here, then that of course is kind of the predominant color. It's a predominantly lighter color. But if you used like a black or a dark green as your base coat, right? And then you painted it with the different colors, you'd get a very different look, right? You get a much darker gun. So I tend to go lighter on my guns rather than darker, but you know, you do you. Now I also painted the bayonet, so when we get this thing all linked up here, so if we can do that, there we go. It kind of, you know, it accentuates it because it's black, and I just think it looks cool. That's really predominantly what this one is about, is looking cool. So I hope that's helpful. Hope that gives you something to think about. Paint your guns. It looks very cool and it's effective. Do brave deeds and endure.